All right, it's that time of the year, guys. We have a bunch of new products dropping, and today we're starting with Soundpeats and their brand new Engine 4 true wireless earbuds. Budget-friendly price, only $59.99. You can see the packaging here. Real quick, high-res audio. These do have LDAC, so you are, well, if you got an Android device, you are going to get better audio than if you are using an iPhone. AAC, SBC, and LDAC support only on an Android device. Now, some of the specs on here, we'll talk about all of that in a little bit. These do have dual drivers, so we're gonna get that crispy and clean audio. Hear your imagination. Typical Soundpeats packaging, I do like it. USB-A to USB-C, a few extra silicone tips. Make sure you find the best seal. It will make a huge difference, especially with these earbuds. I had to try many different tips to get the right sound. Now the actual earbuds here, guys. If you're new to the channel, hit that like, drop a sub. The earbuds here. You can see the Soundpeats branding on the top, that one LED light on the front. Now, one thing about these earbuds, battery life on here. Battery life on here is excellent. Up to 12 and a half hours. Now, of course, that will depend on how loud you are listening to these. So just assume that it's going to be less than 12 and a half hours because that's kind of at 50%. And I don't think any of us listen to our earbuds at 50%. We probably should, but we probably don't. So 12 and a half hours of battery life and 43 total with the case. So excellent battery life. And you guys in the space, in the tech space, we've talked about this. What do we want on new earbuds, right? First it was an app. Now we want some battery life. And that's what we're getting here from Soundpeats and the Engine 4. Now these also have multi-point connection. Bluetooth 5.3. We talked about the codecs already. Dual drivers on here. Excellent battery life with wireless charging. There is also an app for these available on iOS and Android devices. Of course, when you do open the app, you will have to do a firmware upgrade, so just be aware of that. Now I'm just gonna throw them in, you guys can see how they look. Now, no ANC, no transparency mode on these earbuds. These are gonna be strictly for high-res audio, right? That LDAC support on an Android device. Good, clean, crispy audio. We're gonna take a look at the app. Again, multi-point connection on here. There's a gaming mode inside of the app, and that's what we'll do first. We're gonna open up the app, Soundpeats app on both Android and iOS. You can see, welcome to Soundpeats. Soundpeats Engine 4. It's a very basic and simple app. We're gonna walk through it really quick. The battery percentages on the top. The name, of course, if we click on the bottom EQ button, we do have volume control inside of here, but we also do have volume control and full touch controls on the earbuds themselves. So that's exactly what we want. We want to be able to control everything with the touch controls. But back to the app, we do have an adaptive. I was going to say adaptive. Adaptive EQ takes about 1 minute. Now, I never do this. I don't really care for adaptive EQs on here. I want to set it to exactly what I want and use that, but you might do it. It only takes about a minute to do, but the adaptive EQ is just not something that I am ever going to use, but I am glad that it's there because I'm sure some of you will love it. The presets on here, of course, Soundpeats Classic, Bass Boost, Bass Reduction, Rock and Roll, Electronic, Folk, Treble Enhanced, Pop, and Classical. So we get some good presets, and there is a difference between all of the presets. Now the custom EQ. Now you can see how I have my EQ set. We are going down, and we'll talk about that once we get to the sound, but I am using the custom EQ on here, and that's where I find it to be kind of my favorite spot for these earbuds when it comes to listening. The gaming mode is in here. Disable all functions of touch control. So if you are one of those people that accidentally, touch your earbuds all the time and set off the touch controls, well, you can go in and shut them off and just control everything here from the app. Now, if we click on here, it just takes us back. You can reset them. Click on this top left, it just takes you, this is where you're gonna do your firmware upgrade. A little different look on an Apple device, but very easy to go around. And if we go here, this is all of the products from Soundpeats. So a very simple app and I'm okay with simple apps. I have no issue with the simple app. So again, no bells and whistles. Now, if you want to game on here, you turn on gaming mode. Just remember, this will bring down some of the battery life on these earbuds. Now, gaming on these earbuds, I haven't had any issue with delay between audio and video. Everything has been fine. Call of Duty, Asphalt Racing, games like that, you're gonna be fine. And of course, watching content, watching YouTube videos, you are good to go. now I just want to show you multi-point connection. Of course, we are connected, as you can see here, on the S22 Ultra. And if we bring in an iPhone, we are connected on an iPhone. And it's been seamless since the beginning, just going back and forth without any issues. And of course, connected to an iPad and a phone, a computer and a phone. Whatever you want to do, it's going to be fine. No connection issues right there. All right, guys, the mic test on the Engine 4 from SoundPeats. I haven't had any issues. I did take a few calls. They were able to hear me. I'm able to hear them. I don't have any issues. Remember, these are budget-friendly, $59, and I'm sure there are some discounts going around at launch, but this will give you an idea of what it is like talking on the phone. All right, guys, so sound quality and volume. Let's talk about that. You know, ANC, nothing on here as far as that goes, and no ambient mode, so this makes it very easy. These are strictly for sound and battery life. Battery life on here is fantastic. And the sound quality, again, dual drivers on here, one 6mm for the bass, one 10mm for the treble, and they sound fantastic. The clarity on here, the detail on here is really good. Now, if you are a bass head and you love that crazy thump, this is not that. There is still some good, clean, crispy bass, and you can bring it up inside of the app if you put on the bass, you know, preset that they have inside of the app, or you can go into the EQ and set it, and that's exactly how I have mine. Now, these can get very bright depending on what you are listening to. It is crystal clear and it sounds really good. But for me, sometimes, depending on what I'm listening to, it does get very bright. So that's why my EQ, I'll show you what my EQ sounds like, but that's why I have it the way I have it. And you can see it's just a steady decline going down and kind of taking away some of the highs, because sometimes it does get a bit piercing for me. You might prefer that. I want a little more bass. The mids I'd like to be pushed up, and because the highs are so high here, I want to bring them down, and that kind of balances out a little more, and you find that sweet spot and they sound excellent. So just find that sweet spot, unless you prefer your highs to be that bright, but find that sweet spot and you can get these. You can EQ these very well, and you can get these to sound very, very good. For $59, it's an easy recommendation if you are looking for a budget-friendly pair of earbuds that sound really good, that EQ really well. And these might have the best battery life I've ever seen on a pair of true wireless earbuds. And you know, they're not that big. Some of the previous ones, like the Operas from SoundPeats, they came out and they were much bigger than these earbuds. So we have a smaller form factor, but we also have probably the best battery life I've ever seen. If you guys know of a pair of earbuds that have better battery life than 12.5 hours, let me know. But that's what we can get. Without ANC and without transparency mode, we're gonna be able to get much better battery life moving forward. And I hope we get more earbuds like this. I know I do like using ambient mode and things like that, but I don't use it a lot. Like I'm buying the earbuds for the sound quality mostly, and 12.5 hours, that's all day. That's all day. That's a work day. That's, you know, it's a long time on a pair of earbuds, and I'm here for it. So the SoundPeats Engine 4 at $59, an easy recommendation. Hit that like, drop a sub. I'll be back soon. Peace.